Hi everyone, this is Amsoul, also known as Amanda Murray, and you're listening to Artist Survival Guide, Miami Edition. Welcome to this episode. We'll talk about discipline. I want to talk a little bit about me. I want to let you know that I am not the perfect model, the perfect role model. I just wanted to share my experiences, my obstacles, and some of the things that I went through as far as trials and tribulations into my art career here in Miami. I will first say that I started off self-taught. And in my younger years, and then I got into being more disciplined and being able to focus more on my art career as time went on. I went to an arts high school, then I went into an art college. I graduated with a Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Illustration, and I have experience with graphic design in my high school year. And I came back and created my own art business here in Miami. I will say it's not perfect, but it's getting in the process of getting there or being close to it. But this is me, And I wanted to talk about discipline, and mainly discipline for this episode as a starter for episode 1. You want to self-assess yourself in and any point of your art career. Why? Because that's going to be your accountability, the way how you track yourself, and basically realize the real truth of your journey. So ask yourself and be honest, not critical. Don't criticize, just be honest. Am I good with my spending habits? Am I practicing responsible behaviors? Am I respecting myself and my art career? Am I happy with what I'm doing? I think personally this can help steer or guide your discipline. And remember that this journey starts with you and always you. It's not the next person next to you. It's not your teacher. It's not your mom. It's not your best friend. It always starts with you. It's always in your control. And this is your career, your life, your journey. I always say to myself, take notice or take notes of your habits. Taking note of your habits can help you realize maybe some cracks along the way, or something like an obstacle will reveal something that you may be going through. Take it from me, I am totally bad with finances and bad spending habits. Whenever I feel sad, I go to Hobby Lobby, Michael's, any art store, and I would buy a brand new art set and or art tool. Anything that was new on the market, I wanted to try it. But after I spend it, I never get the time to even do it. So that is something that is revealed with me. I've curbed it because I took note of it, and I try to take my energy elsewhere or my spending habits elsewhere. If I feel sad, I would say, what can I do to make myself feel better? What can I do to not want to go spend that money, right? Put it towards other means. Invest into your business. That can be a spending habit. Invest into other means. Am I practicing responsible behaviors? Is every choice that I make responsible? Does it have repercussions? Do I understand the pros and cons of these behaviors? Respecting myself and my career. Don't be that yes person. Don't say yes to every single gig. If you don't do murals, it's all right to say no. And it's okay if you don't know know a person who can do murals. It's okay. If you do graphic design, but they want you to paint, it's okay to say no. It is okay to say no. I've taken gigs and jobs that outside of my skill set, and I realized that I would not feel okay with the job that I'm working with because it's outside of my skill set, and it would make me so anxious about it. And then after, I'll be feeling so bad that I took the money or something like that. But remember to respect yourself, your skill set, and believe in your skill set. That is a big, big skill. Not everybody can understand or can do those kind of things, but it takes practice, and it'll take a lot of failed attempts. But you are trying, and you're doing something about it, and that's the important part. Am I happy with what I'm doing? I try to be happy with the outcomes that I've done in the past. Like I said, I have done some gigs that I'm not really proud of, but I've come to learn during my journey that I have to be happy with what I'm doing, believe in what I'm saying, and do the things that make me happy in life. Because if you don't, nobody else is going to take you seriously. Nobody else is going to think that you're happy. You're going to have that one person who slips between your cracks and say, hey, go get a job. And then you just up and go quit yourself and then go get a job. Planting that seed of doubt. So ask that question to yourself. Am I happy with what I'm doing? Moving on. Still discipline. Know yourself. Get to know yourself. Put yourself on a date. Get to know yourself. What are your habits? What do you notice? Are they bad, good, and different? Does it make you improve? Does it hinder you? All of those habits, take note and take note. Make sure that you make them valid. And depending on what you want to do with it, is your choice. You're respectful of that choice, and you'll be making amends with it. Adopt good behaviors. I say good behaviors because not everyone's behaviors are good behaviors to somebody else. So you define your own good behaviors. Notice what makes you successful and repeat it. Like how people say copy, paste, copy, paste. Copy that exact same formula that makes you successful and paste it. That will make you consistent. And I'll talk about that on a different episode. Surround yourself with people or something that uplifts and challenge your thinking. That takes discipline, I would say, because how would you determine if that person uplifts you or challenge your way of thinking? If that person makes you go, I didn't think about that. I see how that I can put a twist on it and get you pumped up and riled up to make that next new piece for you. Keep them. If they challenge you by saying, oh, you don't do this, you don't do that, but you can see how that can push you to the next level. I would say for that kind of person is to be aware of them and see how that goes. Hear them out. All right. So if you have somebody who calls you up and you're like, oh, I can't believe it. He's calling. They're calling. She's calling. And you had that moment of sigh and you just hesitant to pick up the phone or to talk to that person or meet up with that person, leave them. Don't even speak to it. Trust your gut. The right person will come to you. I say this because I, for a long time, was frustrated with trying to seek out and try to go to these networking parties to find the right person to be in my networking circle. I'm an introvert, mind you, so that drains my battery quite often than not. They'll come to you, that's for sure. Just keep working hard at what you're doing and being disciplined and knowing and trusting yourself as far as that goes. To my fellow introverts, stick to your strengths. Recognize your weaknesses. To my extroverts, understand your company. Listening is a big key. Recognize your weaknesses and strive to improve. Respect yourself and your boundaries. That is very important. And to recap, remember that this journey starts with you. Discipline is something that is key. Stick to your strengths. Recognize your weaknesses. I say recognize because you don't want to work so hard on your weaknesses. You want to recognize them. Know that they're there. Everybody's not perfect. Not everybody have many strengths. But to know and recognize your weakness is key and should be your best way to know yourself. And lastly, respect yourself and your boundaries. Whether it's life, finances, people, networking, and dealing with others and with collabs for art pieces or anything that you do. Respect yourself and your boundaries. And this concludes the first episode of Artist Survival Guide, Miami edition. I will see you in the next episode.